Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com, and I'm on a journey to hit longer, straighter drives. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a few of the tips that I use to get the ball going long and straight. So one overlooked aspect of the golf swing in terms of producing distance is early on in the follow-through. But it is a reflection of what has come before that. I would put I would term this as the right arm is in the 2 o'clock position. So this would be 3 o'clock if you were looking at me like this. So this would be 2 o'clock. And if you'll notice right now, I've got the club shaft cocked back at about 90 degrees to this arm. Just like that. So there's a couple of notable golfers that are really good at doing this, getting to this position. Fred Couples would be one, and the other prominent one would be Dustin Johnson. Now both of these guys are known for their prodigious length, and especially making it look kind of effortless. So what you get out of that is you ensure that you've really let go through the impact zone. You have not tried to control the club, steer it, slow it down, keep the face in line with the target longer, all that nonsense. Let's just let it go and twirl it almost like it's a baton and you're in the marching band. It's really like a twirl like this. So when I do that, I can get a swoosh out of this much easier than if I lock the arm to the shaft this way. I'm actually producing a counter force, or instead of a radial flexion, I'm actually ulnar deviating my right forearm, and it's acting as a brake rather than an acceleration move. So we don't want to be riding the brakes as we go through the ball. Another idea that may net you a lot of yardage, it's something that I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about in another video. It's more of a psychology thing, but it does translate physiologically too, and that's we need an optimal state of arousal in order to hit our biggest drives. In other words, you gotta psych yourself up just a little bit. It's not like putting where we're trying to bring ourselves down to a very low level of arousal, almost comatose in the case of putting, because you just don't want to be hyped up for putting at all. But in a driver, especially coming off the green, and you've just putt and you're kind of tight, and you haven't swung in a few minutes, you've been standing around the green putting, and you come to the next tee and you're still kind of low. So you really want to do a couple things that will help kind of psych you up or bring up your state of arousal up higher. Of course, the highest state of arousal would be like a total adrenaline rush, mountain lions or a bear's coming down at you, something like that, a fight or flight reaction. So we don't want to go too overboard, because then we can't control anything at all. So we're just looking for a middle level there. Now, a couple things that I'll do, I'll take a few short, quick breaths like this. I might do a few jumps up and down like this, make sure I'm stretched and loose again before I hit the next drive. But I'm kind of psyching myself up. I'm getting myself a little bit angry, a little bit hyped up. The same thing you might see in a football pregame, where somebody like a Drew Brees is bouncing like a pinball off his teammates in the middle of a big circle, and they're getting themselves to an optimal state of arousal to play football, which is much, much higher than golf. But just understand that to hit a big drive and get that extra clubhead speed, we need to psych it up and ramp that arousal up, level up just a bit. Let me show you how I might do that. and my club head speed went up compared to the other drives I've hit. One last idea that I think is going to net you a nice amount of yardage is having more of a long driver's attitude. You watch the guys that do long drive, you know, they just don't really care, do they? They have such a footloose, free, I don't give a rip attitude, and that's more of what we need to adopt on the golf course if we're going to get the ball out there farther. There's so many golfers, especially golfers in the single-digit handicap range, that are just missing that last 25, 30 yards because they're just so tight and controlled. They have no freedom at all. They take no chances. Nothing. We've got to feel a little bit more freedom, more aggressiveness. When I was driving at my best, I would step on the tee no matter how narrow it was, even if there's OB on both sides, even if no matter what situation I'm in, I'm tied for the lead in a tournament, it doesn't matter. My feeling was, hey, I'm going to hit this ball over 310 yards in the air. I don't care what direction it goes in. I don't care what happens. I'm just going to step up and I'm going to beat the living crap out of this thing right now. When I had that attitude, that was also happened to be the straightest I hit the ball in my career as well, is when there was no fear, no worry about a negative, not looking at a hazard or an out-of-bounds stake and thinking, oh, I got to stay away from that. But instead, having a narrow focus on a spot way down the fairway that I was looking for, maybe even farther than I was physically capable of, and just really going for it, lasering in on that one spot and thinking I'm just going to smash it down there. So you're turning this negative into a positive. Your brain doesn't really understand don't do this or don't do that. So you want to give it a target in mind and really swing for the fences like it's home run derby. I mean, you're not completely going out of your shoes, but let's lose a little control. Hey, the hay's in the barn. You're not going to be able to control mechanics out on the course in a tournament or in your weekly round. You're not going to be able to control your mechanics out on the course there. You just hit the shot that's called for, and just go ahead and blast it. Have a ball. Hey, I hope these three ideas, even just one of them, maybe resonated with you. Always try this stuff on the range first, many times before you can know you can trust it out on the course. If you found some value in this video, please, by all means, go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of my 3 ideas. Amazing how psychology starts to come into hitting long and straight as well. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks again to Golf Development Complex in Moorpark, California. I'm Steve, and if I don't see you in the next video, hopefully I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway.